Recording in progress.
Hi, very good morning, afternoon, and evening everywhere. The people who are watching me live or offline. I'm your host, Maratib Ali Shad, and I warmly welcome to our online course, a very important course on rediscovering self and finding the answer who truly I am, who truly you are. And Today is a week number 3. We are progressing, and it's almost a 8-week length course. But I have thought to shrink it to make it 6 week. So I will cover today next 2 weeks content as well, so that we can have some more exciting content in a short term. Uh, so today we will uh, discussing and learning about abundance and scarcity mindset, and along with a secret fear about ourselves, which we all are reluctant to interact and face. What is that secret fear? And also, we will learn about chaos and the chaotic mindset, and continuously fighting with myself. Uh, that also we will learn. So it's been a very exciting and very what we call tense as well, because it is related to me, it is related to you, it is related to your identity, your perception about yourself, your image about yourself. So that's why the all classes in this online course is crucial. So before I go to the content and starting the class, I would like to ask my audience, if you want to subscribe my YouTube channel, there should be the link under below on some description. And also you can subscribe my blog website, which is marathibalishad.com, where I often share and write on personal development, spirituality, and relationships, and existential type of thing as well. So again, very welcome to everyone. So here's we go. Uh, so mostly content on this class I have taken from the renowned author Eckhart Tolle's book, The New Earth, which is very foundational and extremely key for everyone to understanding what's going on and understanding about myself, understanding about my family, my people who I'm interacting on a daily basis. And also, it's very important to identify who I am, and more importantly, where my location in this whole universe, where I am existing actually, where I'm standing. So it is again, it's related with identity as well. So today we are learning very important concept on abundance, which is also related my own identity, because the topic of identity is related with idea of abundance as well. The more we feel scarcity in my mind, or abundance mentality if I have, it will more define myself in terms of relationship with my external world, uh, with other people as well. So it's very important, and based on my abundance mindset or abundance mentality, I make my own identity and see how other people think about myself. So if you see, many people tell about myself who I am. For example, if I go to my office and meet my colleagues, and they will give some comment, oh hi, oh, you look very smart today. Oh, you have reduced the weight. Oh, amazing. Or your body is toned. Oh, wow. Or your verbal communication has improved a lot. You so by comments, listening the comment, or seeing their body language, I try to understand who I am on a very basic level, and I feel I will notify myself, oh, my many things are getting attention of the people, um, of my spouse, of my boyfriend, girlfriend, my children, or so I'm judging myself. I'm identify myself through other people's opinion, or things, and I feel happy about them many times, and also at the same time opposite. I feel uh, sometimes guilty, sometimes feel embarrassed, sometimes feel bad when other people comment about myself. Uh, Possibly I'm a very fat, and people are mocking me. They're making fun of my possibly of any of my language deficiency. Maybe so I may be uh, discriminatory situation from my in my office, in my social places, or when I go to pub where I meet some my old college friend, and they make some nasty comments about me. So, and from there I become sad, and I become I feel that, oh, I am actually that, because this have told me. So you see, my all happiness and sadness or feelings, I'm very much depend on other people's opinion. And that is the core point where I have my own self of identity. And because uh, if people say about myself, I think I am like that. And maybe I'm aware about already, or maybe not. But I'm very much emotional, whatever the other people are thinking about me. So this is a scarcity mindset, actually. The number one, because if I would have immense love, acceptance, letting go uh, feelings and mindset or conscious level, then I will not care whatever other people are thinking about me. And similarly with love and conscious level, if I do have abundance, then I always feel very happy, and that happiness is not the feeling which we generate against my sadness. That happiness is the feeling which I have by default in me. So, for example, if I'm not sad, so other people will think that I'm happy. I'm not talking about that happiness. I'm talking about the state of my being where I don't feel any of sadness. I don't feel any fear or guilty. So that state of happiness is only possible when I feel abundance. And I feel immense resources, immense channels of generating positive energies, and generating monies, generating a lot of wealth, generating a lot of social recognition, and ignoring and forgiving and thinking about other with the open broad-mindedness is also related with abundance. So that is the mainly idea about if you are abundant and truly abundant, organically, naturally, then you will see everything with love, and you will not define yourself because you think that there is unlimited things for everyone and for me as well. And if your colleague or your competitor, if they are selling a lot, then you will not have feeling of jealousy or competitiveness. Rather than you will feel happy or stay calm, no matter they are growing very well, because you believe on abundance. And abundance means there is unlimited things for everyone, including me. And then having a abundance will not define you. Uh, because if somebody is trying to define you, your nation, your race, your language, your positive or negative things, it does not make impact on you, because you are not defining through this. So therefore, nobody can manipulate you. Nobody can ignore you because you did not allow them to ignore you. You don't believe on ignorance or ignoring someone against you, because if somebody is ignoring you, if somebody is taking advantage of you, if somebody tried to manipulate or making you harm motives against you, then you still be same because you have an abundance mindset. That's the importance of a abundance. But however, if you will react, that reaction will make you scarcity mindset and give you uh, what we call it narrow-minded and a very reactive person. Yeah. So that is a difference between a reactive person and the normal uh, natural person is that the reactive person always is very sensitive about his or her identity and the other people behavior and comments and judgment about him or her. And he is very careful to making relationship because he or she will choose those people who he or she will be comfortable, because he or she has such a narrow mindedness, and that's why he or she will have very limited and very narrow circle of people around him or her at work, in social, in family. So that's why abundance is the key of success as well on a personal level, and that is related with your identity, who you are. So if you are feeling that you are unlimited, you are open, you are immense, you are source of love, then obviously you don't care and you don't allow someone to define you. Or if someone try to define you, you will absolutely still. You don't have any reaction. You don't care about that thing. So with this concept, we will try to read some of the text from the book, and let's see what Eckhart Tolle is saying to us regarding this. So let's start to reading, and I would ask my colleague Jenny, she can start reading, please.
Who they think they are is this: I am a needy little me whose needs are not being met. This basic misperception of who they are creates dysfunction in all their relationships. They believe they have nothing to give and that the world or other people are withholding from them what they need. Their entire reality is based on an illusory sense of who they are. It sabotages situations, mars all relationships. If the thought of lack, whether it be money, recognition, or love, has become part of who you think you are, you will always experience lack. Rather than acknowledge the good that is already in your life, all you see is lack. Acknowledging the good that is already in your life is the foundation for all abundance. The fact is, whatever you think the world is withholding from you, you are withholding from the world. You are withholding it because deep down you think you are small and that you have nothing to give.
Excellent. Thank you very much. It's a great reading. So you see, there is a very important point which Eckhart Tolle is saying: lack. So when somebody is treating you ill according to you, or somebody is taking your money away, or somebody is taking your existing natural beautiful face or body, and saying you are ugly, or you are not beautiful, or he or she try to define you, and you, if you think that you are lack of this thing, it means that you have a scarcity mindset. It means that you will always feel lack, because you have given your all things in people's hand. That's the main thing. And because you have defined yourself already, that people can tell you about your reality, so therefore you, what you are is in the mercy less hands of the other people, and you always feel like. Have you seen people like this, who always complaining, who always thinking lack? Whatever they are earning, they feel they don't have money. Whatever they want to feel recognized at work or somewhere, they still need popularity, or they still need dissatisfied. Whatever they will have love, they never be satisfied, and blah blah. You see, many people. I, I have met many people who are this, and their satisfaction never ends, because they always feel lack, always feel dissatisfied, they always feel thirsty, and hence they will be stable. That's all because of not having the abundance in their mind, and they feel little victim, needy, no matter whatever they will get. So they have very thankless attitude, um, and their ego is very strong, because this is all feelings are coming in them because of their ego. Because ego will never fulfill, and that ego will keep that person away from reality, uh, because he or she is following only ego, and ego will make illusionary situation, that, oh, you have nothing, or they don't love you, or your partner does not love you, or he or she is not loyal with you, or or and and that apply in everything, you know. And whatever you think the world is taking from you, you will also do this thing. So don't think that that the victim people are very innocent. Not at all. Victim people, they have strong ego, and whenever they find the space or opportunity to harm other person, they do. So therefore the victim victimization leads to generate those people who are very vulnerable. Of course, victim people are vulnerable, but they are also at the same time very, very dangerous as well because of their ego, because of their scarcity mindset. So therefore, poor people, rich people, um, and bad people, good people, we often define other people and myself in good, bad, rich, poor, privileged, less privileged, these type of things we often say, right? And based on this, we try to build our sense of own identity and will try to define other people that all have base of lack of abundance. That is the main point which we need to, and that impact on relationship. Imagine that if any spouse has a abundance and her or his spouse has a extramarital relationship with other person, how that person will define or will do respond. There are two responses. The scarcity mindset will say she or he is deceiving you, so react him or her and kick him or her and do whatever you bad thing can do to save you, right? That's because he or she is taking your part of love from you. So you will be restless, you will be victim, you will have a victim identity, and you will see yourself as very pathetic person. And now you will react, and your reaction will may end in harm, to give harm to your partner, to stay, to use, you may use drug, you will now locationless, you feel that you are nowhere and you will try to harm yourself. And that all be because of your scarcity mindset, because of your negative thinking, because you have allowed other person to feel you the rejection. That's all things will make you very discomfortable, and it will end of divorce, separation, but that's very comfortable ending. But I'm talking about more vulnerable ending, like you properly abusing your partner to who betrayed you, and something more you can do, and that will continue. You can't stop yourself until there is it turn into a very negative and more criminal type of action you can take or something. Now you see, that is a one reaction. The other reaction, that there is some lack, you may think that there is some lackness in your relationship, that you could not prove that you have an abundance and you have an immense love, and that's for your partner deceived you or is deceiving. So, and you will ready to accept this acceptance and letting go the situation will impact very inspiring expression on your partner, that he or she is really deceiving you, and he or she will now feel guilty and may feel embarrassed. And that many times your partner will come back to you with more loyalty, with more love about you. And now, because he or she is realized now that you are a greater choice for him or her against someone temporary who was giving him or her something, maybe for some reputation, some money, some sex, some other things. So you see, abundance mentality is such an important in relationship, because it helps you to create a space for other to, if they are doing mistake, then not only you are forgiving, but you are ignoring enough to inspire them, so that they come back to you with more loyalty, with more love, with more and that is also test for you, that you will know that who you are actually. Oh, amazing. My wife or my husband or my partner has come back to you, come back to me, because of my mindset, because of my beliefs, on such a higher beliefs which I have, and that how you are identify yourself as well, in a good way. I mean, so that is also a very important thing. So, but however, whatever we will do negatively, we will get back. So if my response with my partner will be negative about, then I will get negativity as well. So let's see what we see. I would ask um, Cynthia if you can start read it.
Try this for a couple of weeks and see how it changes your reality. Whatever you think people are withholding from you, praise, appreciation, assistance, love and care, and so on, give it to them. You don't have it. Oops, hold on 1 second here. You don't have it. Just act as if you had it and it will come. Then soon after you start giving, you will start receiving. You cannot receive what you don't give. Overflow determines inflow, or outflow determines inflow. Whatever you think the world is withholding from you, you already have. But unless you allow it to flow out, you won't even know that you have it. This includes abundance. Oh, that's very good.
Absolutely. Yeah, absolutely. I would ask, the Jesus Christ once said a law in the Bible. I can give you the quote for this. So when I was reading the Bible, I found this quotation amazingly, and that is also quoted by Eckhart Tolle. And Jesus Christ said, "Give and it will given to you. Good measure, pressed down, shaken together, running over will be put into your lap." Amazing. So that is the abundance mindset, or abundance mentality, which make us very comfortable position, without any reaction, no matter your partner, your children, your boss, they have done something very wrong, but still you know you will take the situation in your favor. uh, and how you can do? Only if you start praising them, if you start helping and still caring them, and then they will start to come to you. That is the best thing you could do. More you will give them, and you will start to receive the same thing. No matter your partner, your boss, your children, they have hurt you, you still giving. Give them. This outer flow determines your inflow. And that's the beauty of great people, like Jesus Christ, Buddha, Prophet Muhammad, Krishna, and so many people which we imagine, which we have read. They all were like, they only believe in giving, giving. I will also add one role, and that is a teacher. Where is a teacher you will find, and the teachers are also in the role that they always give. They give you knowledge, they give you love, they give you respect, and you, because of that gratitude towards their student, towards their followers, towards their attendees, towards their participant, they will always feel very special. And so teachers are, so therefore many great people, they were actually came in this world, they're born like a teacher as well, because teacher always give. So therefore, if you see many people who are on a higher conscious level, they try to be a teacher and they act like a teacher as well, whether they are prophet, whether they are are philosophers, they are intellectuals, they are on a spiritual path, they will give, and they are teachers as well, because they believe in abundance, and that is the true nature of a teacher. And the important thing Eckhart Tolle is mentioning again and again, that the abundance does not mean that how much you are rich. Abundance does not mean that how well placed in the society you are, in a good position. He pointing out the abundance is lie in your inside of you. It's not outside of you, because that is defining you, and it is the part who you are. And that is the amazing thing. And he mentioning this thing, he with symbolizing, and he takes the metaphor of this notion with a nature. So I would ask Mike, if you can read this concept as well, and the next page as well.
The source of all abundance is not outside you, it is part of who you are. However, start by acknowledging and recognizing abundance without. See the fullness of life all around you, the warmth of the sun on your skin, the display of magnificent flowers outside a florist shop, biting into a succulent fruit, or getting soaked in an abundance of water falling from the sky. The fullness of life is there at every step. The acknowledgement of that abundance that is all around you awakens the dormant abundance within, then let it flow out.
Excellent. Excellent. Yeah. And carry on, please.
When you smile at a stranger, there is already a minute outflow of, minute outflow of energy. You become a giver. Ask yourself often, what can I give here? How can I be of service to this person, this situation? You don't need to own anything to feel abundant, although if you feel abundant consistently, things will almost certainly come to you. Abundance comes only to those who already have it. It sounds almost unfair, but of course it isn't. It's a universal law. Both abundance and scarcity are inner states that manifest as your reality.
Absolutely. Absolutely. That's the mindset is actually is defining who you are. So basically, if you think that when I will be rich, then I can help the poor. I can feed the poor people. I can send the money to African country where epidemics are there. I can send in Asian country where the people um, are fighting for bread and butter every day. I can. So that is your scarcity mindset, because you're thinking that you will have resources, external resources, and then you can help other. No, it's a inside approach, and if you defining yourself, you have abundance, and you have identify yourself as a abundant a being with abundance mentality, then you will have so many opportunity to help the people wherever you want to do. And that's the Um, and that's the beauty that even if you see that um, that the Jesus Christ, was he a rich person? Um, when um, when he was born in Miriam's home, um, Mary's home, uh, was he born with a golden spoon in the mouth? And then was he believed that he had enough money and gold and on that time, and he started to give the other people what he had? Only abundance, because abundance was inside him, and that's why he blessed on the whole mankind, not even in his town. And that was the beauty for Christ Jesus, how and why he was so influenced till today, because of that abundance. The same thing about Buddha. He born with a golden spoon in his mouth because he was a prince when he born. But he left everything and he went to jungle in and lived whole life in jungles. And what he had? Nothing. But he was a giver to everyone because of abundance. Believe on abundance. The same thing, the Prophet Muhammad, he born as a very poor person, a poor boy who even did not had a dad when he born. His dad um, was died when he was born. He was looked after by uncle, and he was just a very poorer person. And when he grew up and he discovered that he was a prophet from the God, and still he did not try to earn money, but he was a giver. He was a giver constantly to all Arabs, and that brings the prosperity in the whole city in Medina, where he actually established the state and society of people, happy people, and that leads to the whole world uh, also till today. So many Muslims, uh, they are very self-contained, and they give too much charity as well to other people. So the idea, giving the charity or giving someone or some people or all people, is the idea how you are mentally abundant, and that the other people will come to you to take their, and you will not be left alone or empty. More you will give, more you will have. And that's very spiritual type of very irrational thing, but it happens. And it happens with parents as well. When the parents define them that they are the giver to their children and grandchildren all the time, no matter their financial condition is poor or something, their mindset does not take them away from being abundant, and their children will remain stick with them. They know that no matter my grandparent or my parent or my guardian is poor, he or she still give me. So this is very spiritual thing, which a rational mind cannot understand it. And that's why the Jesus put this in another way, uh, that he told that quotation start, inverted commas started, for to the one who has, more will be given. And from the one who has not, even what he has will be taken away. Commas close, inverted commas close, full stop, quote finished. So that's how we need to identify ourselves as abundant all the time, because we are abundant by nature. So that's the first part of our today's session, of abundance and mentality. If you have any comment or and want to share any story, or you feel free to talk and share with you, with each other. And uh, otherwise we will go to our next class, which was the next Sunday, but I have added the content for today, and so that we can cover more content. So are you happy to go with the next content today as well? Because it is related with, again, we are discovering ourselves, who we are, as well. Or you want me to take it to the next Sunday?
No, I think today is good.
I'm down for today.
Okay, excellent. Well done. Well, great approach. So let's start for next one, and that is the secret fear. Um, and that the secret fear is also preventing us, is a great obstacle to know about myself, to know about yourself. You know, many people, they think who they are, or they want to discover, but they don't discover because of scaredness, because of fear, because there is a hidden and secret fear inside them that continuously uh, in operation, that they don't want to know who they are, because they are very bad people. They have a sense of guilties, and that sense of guilties is a obstacle for them to know who they are. And that is a secret fear, becomes a, a, a phobia type of thing in them. And therefore you will find many people, no matter they are very close to revealing the truths who they are, or they will never listen to you, or they don't want to listen this thing who they are. And because they want to, or be in their comfort zone, whatever the worldly roles they are, they don't want to explore it. And that is one of the secret fear which they have as well. However, there are other people as well who wants to know themselves, who on the basic level they have curiosity about knowing themselves. So have you seen or know about someone's psychoanalysis, the idea of psychoanalysis, or personality analysis, or what we call it, mm, personality diagnostic tools or apps, or something? Somebody heard about? Yeah, when I was, I think 6-7 years ago, when I was very curious about knowing myself, then I used couple of online tools. There are some website which ask a couple of questions, 20, 30, 40 questions. And based on your answer, they predict who you are, what type of person you are, what type of professions you are suitable for you, what type of uh, people you should interact with, what type of people you should not interact with, uh, and blah blah blah, and have somebody experience about this psychoanalysis or personality analysis or diagnostic? Somebody have done already?
Wait,
So
can you repeat that
um,
question? Have we done what already about? I got lost for a second.
yeah, have you done any personality analysis test, diagnostic test, where somebody or computer or some person will ask some question, some data from yourself, and then based on their answer they will tell you what type of person you are?
Well, no, but every job that I have, like what I do in insurance, you take a personality test before you get hired. They don't really tell
Yeah,
you a lot about it, but if you fail, I know they don't hire you, but I'm not sure how you pass or fail one of those. They don't really discuss it with us. You just
yeah,
don't work there
absolutely.
if you don't
So
pass it. I know that.
I've taken several
yeah,
of
yeah,
those through churches and so forth, but I remember at one time I was looking to possibly go into seminary, and I had to take a thing called the Minnesota Multiphasic Personality Test, and it was like, oh, I don't know, 1,000 questions. It was huge, but
absolutely.
most of them are a lot smaller than that. But uh, there were some that I took that were for uh, discovering your spiritual gifts and things like that. But you know, a number of things that touch on the subjects that you're speaking of.
Yeah, absolutely. I agree with Jenny and Mike as well. It happens with us many times. Um, when we are applying for jobs, when we are joining or a new organizations, they give you, they take some test based on your academic skills, what you have learned. Some tests are related with your professional skills, what type of skills you are and good at still, so that they can hire you. And some questions are related with your personality, your character, what type of person you are as well. Especially when you go to in a army type of test, you want to join in a um, navy test, or as an army or in air force in your country. So they have a great assessment test, and from there they judge that what type of person you are. I remember when I was young, 23 years old, I applied in navy, and for some reason I could not pass. um, but there were so many tests they were doing, the personality and stuff like that, and I was very uh, I mean I was very passionate about to knowing myself, because it was the first experience in my youth age, that somebody is and a lot of people are accessing me and trying me to know who I am. And it was helping me that when they were asking many questions about my sexual orientation, about my childhood experiences, about my about opinion of current politics or current affairs, or about some international issues as well. So it was fascinating, but the problem with that is you cannot still know who you are. Even if you go with a psychotherapist or with any psychiatrist or psychologist, and you spend many hours and hours with them, they will ask you too many questions and you will give too many answers about different stages of your life, about your past, about your future, about your current, about your sexual orientation, about your opinion about wealth, money, relationship, wife, girlfriend, boyfriend, about your opinion on social issues, about your opinion, and based on that, they can give you a big book, and they will see this is our analysis about you, and based on big and thick book and hundreds of pages about your analysis of your character or personality and likeness and dislikeness and blah blah blah, you still cannot find who you are. This is the tragedy of modern and current men and women both, and that is the truth which I'm telling you. Because you are not static, because you are not identity. Whatever, through personality, through psychology or philosophical question or something, nobody can judge you who you are, because you are not an identity. Because you are not identity, therefore nobody can define you, nobody can tell you who you are, and only they can give you a thick analysis based book or notepad to you and say that's they have found who you are, and you need to try read it, and thank you for your taking our services, and thank you for giving us the huge money. Because many people who go to the psychiatrists and psychoanalyst type of people for identify who they are, they charge very heavily, because they takes their notes with many discussion, um, probably 10-20 discussion of 1 hour each length of the session, and they take like 100-200 pounds for each session, and you still you can't do, you can't no. And that is a topic which we are going to read, why this is happening, why where is a flaw in our modern science, where is a flaw in our modern life, where is the problem actually, and why I can't find who truly I am, in the sense which I want to discover. And therefore that's a good reading we are going to do. So I would ask Javeria if she can start reading. Is she still there? Let me see.
Yeah, I'm
Yes,
here.
she's there. Yeah,
Knowing
so you
yourself.
start the reading.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Knowing yourself and knowing about yourself. Uh, secret fear about to know yourself. You may not want to know yourself because you are afraid of what you may feel, but you may find out. Many people have a secret fear that they are bad, but nothing you can find out about yourself is you. Nothing you can know about you is you. While some people do not want to know who they are because of fear, others have an insatiable, insatiable curiosity about themselves and want to find out more and more. You may be so fantastic, fascinated. Is that word? Fascinated with yourself that you spend years in psychoanalysis, del- del- delving into every aspect of your childhood, uncover secret fear and desires, and find layers up over layer upon layer of complexity in the market of your personality and character. After 10 years, the therapist may get tired of you and your story and tell you that your analysis is now complete. Perhaps he send you away with a 5,000 page uh, dossier, do- dossier. This is all about you. This is who you are. And as you carry the heavy file home and initial satisfaction of at last knowing yourself away gives way quickly to a feeling of incompleteness and luck, lacking suspicious that there must be more to who you are than this. And indeed, there is more, not perhaps in quantitative terms of more facts, but in the qualitative dimensions of depth.
Thank you. It's a great reading. Thank you, Javeria. So if you see that, that's the same thing which I was explaining before, that even they will give you the 5,000 page dossier notes to you that's they have found who you are. And then still that incompleteness will make you know actually who you are, and your satisfaction will not be finished, because that's not you are. That's your dissatisfaction, and to knowing more about you is clearly a sign, a reflection that you are unlimited, and you cannot define by a dossier or by a psychoanalysis, by a psychiatrist or psychologist. So that's clearly another indication that you are not an identity. So therefore, Eckhart Tolle is saying further that there is nothing wrong with psychoanalysis or finding about your past, as long as you don't confuse knowing about yourself with knowing yourself. The 5,000 page dossier is about yourself. But now there is a very important concept is coming, and that is my one of the favorite thing which I come across. The content of your mind, which is conditioned by your past, that is your dossier. Whatever you learned through the psychoanalysis or self-observation is about you. That is all conditions, all is your opinion. It is not you. It is content, not essence. Going beyond ego is stepping out of the content. Knowing yourself is being yourself. And being yourself is ceasing to identify with content. That is the wonderful description which I could know about myself. That whatever I know about myself, or through psychoanalysis, or my wife or my husband or my children is telling about myself is only the content. And even that content is based on a perception. And perception is not the reality actually. Perception is only your judgment about something based on your own experience, your own skill, and your knowledge about that thing. That's not the reality. So, whatever you know about yourself, for example, somebody say, I know that I'm a man, I'm a powerful man. Um, I work in hospital as a doctor. I I'm a, I'm a husband. I have two children. I I'm a millionaire, and I dress very well. My eyes are very attractive, and blah blah. What I am defining myself, that's who I am? No, that possibly is the content of yourself, possibly, even not the right content, because still, whatever you are saying about yourself now is your perception about yourself. Maybe your eyes are attractive or in few people's opinion, but many people may rate your eyes very ugly, very unattractive. So you cannot define that you have attractive eyes. But still you can say I'm a powerful man. Maybe that is your definition about what is meant by powerful. Powerful is not one who have muscles physically. Maybe many people don't rate you power. Maybe you are cowardice. Whenever there is a fight chance, you always stopping yourself to be fight with other person. That's you are not powerful. Because you have a poor cowardice mindset that does not match with your powerful body. So whatever that thing, that all are content of myself, which most probably is a perception and not real. But let's say it's real, but still it's content. It's not my essence. It's my ego. It's my ego, which I think about myself. So it's very important knowing yourself actually is being yourself. So whenever you want to know yourself, actually you need to know you are a being. And when you think that you are being, it is stopping, it is seizing your identity. Because being cannot be put a label on you. You are a man, you are a woman, you are a boss, you are a manager, you are a millionaire, you are a politician, you are environmentalist, you are a doctor, you are engineer, blah, blah, blah. These all labels cannot make you identify now. When you know that you are a being. So that's very clear thing which we need to know about ourselves. And the psychoanalysis, dossier, notes about you, personality test, or if you go to any company and they are judging you through tests and series of interviews, they cannot know who you are. And don't allow others to define you. That I remember my first precious and prestige job was in university, when I was hired as a administrative assistant of big department, and that department was full of professors. So I was basically was to assist them and coordinate it in their academics and in their administrative daily work operations on a very good level. So when I applied in the university, there were around 16 interviews. 16 interviews were conducted by 16 professors. So every professor assessed me and put the notes, whatever they found according to them, according to him or her. And that 16 interviews took almost one week of, and then on the top, they did my professional skill test. They did my other personality test as well. And after that, they gave me the good news that, oh, Maratib, you hired. That was a big milestone for me. But after 16 interviews by 16 professors, with a lot of professional assessment, with many academic tests, the HR manager came to know that Maratib is the right candidate for this role. And possibly she made a judge, because she was a HR manager, was a very kind lady. I still have a good connection with her. She hired me, and she judged me, of course, after all this assessment and stuff. But was she able to know on that time who I was actually with my character? But I think she made a very superficial judgment by doing this series of interviews and lot of tests and blah, blah. And then she hired. Yeah. And maybe after, still, if I did not do a good job on that time, she would be in question. Oh, my judgment was wrong. I found that Maratha was a absolutely suitable candidate for this job, but actually he is not. And then obviously her judgment would be all failed. But the main thing which I'm trying to say, that she could know only about content of my life based on her judgment, based on her perception, or her perception about me to hire was based on the opinion of 16 professors. What each of professor assessed me. So there were different perception were combined by our HR manager, and that HR manager made her own perception about me, and then she hired me for that job. It's a very big process. But that time was gone. Now it's very difficult. Nobody has time to judge someone for this. But good organizations still they are doing. But mostly organizations, they don't do. They just do quick things and just judge. And if they come on their tick agenda on the point, then they hide. Otherwise, they hide the other person. Yeah. But nobody can know, even you cannot know who you are. But knowing about yourself as a being, which you are, does not need any psychoanalysis. That's the main point. Because you are abundant by nature. But when you start to know yourself, you are source of love without any identity. So that's the thing which we need to know about. That's the last thing about in this topic of knowing the secret about yourself. So I would ask Jenny if she can read it for.
Most people define themselves through the content of their lives. Whatever you perceive, experience, do, think, or feel is content. Content is what absorbs most people's attention entirely and is what they identify with. When you think or say my life, you are not referring to the life that you are, but the life that you have or seem to have. You are referring to content, your age, health, relationships, finances, work, and living situation, as well as your mental, emotional state. The inner and outer circumstances of your life, your past and your future, all belong to the realm of content, as do events, that is to say, anything that happens. What is there other than content? That which enables the content to be, the inner space of consciousness.
Thank you very much. It's a great reading. You see, actually, you are who other than content what you know. Because the all content, your age, sex, health, finances, everything is all your perception based on your own past experience, your future prediction, what your parents, your colleagues, your children, your spouse have told you, or you know through them, or through your own experience. But all this is content, and all our perception, mostly our perception. And like I said, the perception is not a reality. Everybody may have a different perception about one thing based on their knowledge, mental state, emotional state, past experience, future awareness, and blah, blah, blah. And based on alertness of the five senses. Five senses that see through your eyes, through your nose, through your touching sense, through your ear. These five senses. So this is very imperialist type of assessment we do, which totally is just an observation of an individual. But the Eckhart Tolle is saying something more significant, very, very highest value, highest teaching he's teaching. So we are the inner space of consciousness other than content, or which enables the content into the thing. But if you are understanding that you are awareness, you are conscious, you are soul, you are a being, and that all age, relationships, circumstances, finance, and blah, 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 whatever you have known of about you, if they are under consciousness with great awareness, then these contents are very productive for you. But I'm talking about general people who think they are only these content, and they even don't know about awareness or a level of awareness or their true identity. What the pathetic life they have. I feel really pity for many people who only rely on content, on their perception. Yeah. So Jenny is saying we are defined by our responses to life's content, not the content itself. Very good thought. That's right. Absolutely. But mostly people or ordinary people, they define in the opposite what we're talking about. They think that my age is defining who's Maratib. My masculine or feminine physical body is defining who I am. My relationship or I am having a children, they are defining who I am. And that's I am for many people. But absolutely, so we have to have a different approach to know who we are. Absolutely. So let's go further if we can finish this one as well. The chaotic. So because of this, what we have know that what we are and what we think that we are, it's a chaos between us. And within that chaotic state, we are very confused. Many people who start to have awareness about this, their reality, and they have a awareness about content of them, of their life, and even the true content of their life, based on a good perception, good quality wise perception, they still have a chaotic state. And then they need to have a different level of order of consciousness. Because, and then based on this, we call it good or bad in within me. Because anything which I know and I experience and I understand, that I call it good, and other thing maybe I call it bad. And that illusionary or a dodgy type of perception give me a very limited life meaning. And that's make me my total life and think that I'm a whole that person. Actually, it's not. Because my total life or totality is more than what is appearing at the moment, or what I know is what are the content of my life. And the total is always a greater than the parts of it. That's another amazing and astonishing fact I will share with you. So let's start to read it, and then we can carry on. So if I ask Cynthia if you can read it, please.
Chaos and higher order. When you know yourself only through content, you will also think you know what is good or bad for you. You differentiate between events that are good for me and those that are bad. This is a fragmented perception of the wholeness of life in which everything is interconnected, in which every event has its necessary place and function within the totality. The totality, however, is more than the surface appearance of things, more than the sum total of its parts, more than whatever your life or the world contains.
Thank you. It's a good reading. I tell you, I ask you a question, Jenny, Mike, Cynthia, and Javeria. Let's say, imagine that you are in the school, your school, and in your school, you have a head teacher. And when you are a student, let's say you are a younger 7, 8, 9, 10 years old student, and you have a head teacher. Have you ever thought about your teacher other than be a teacher only? Ever?
Would you ask that question
If
again?
I would be imagine that if you are a 10 years student and you are in the school and you have a head teacher, and head teacher, obviously he or she is very active and everybody know, or he or she is strict or soft, but he or she will be a very popular person in your school and everybody knows head teacher. But have you ever, my question is, have you ever thought about him or her other than head teacher he or she is? I mean, have you ever imagined that person can have other roles as well, or you know him or her or you know your head teacher as a whole person, but you only identify your head teacher as a head teacher only. But actually, he or she is not only head teacher. She is diverse, maybe in her being or his being. Maybe he is performing other 5-10 life role, and also he or she may have abundance in her life, other ventures in the life, so many other activities or roles or a contribution she or he will be making, but I don't know, or I don't want to know, or actually that's not, as a student, that's not my field. That's not, I meant to know about my head teacher. But my point is here, we know the people through their very limited identities. That's my main point on. And we think they are only that, at least when we are interacting with them, because we are limiting their role and we are limiting that being. Therefore, we cannot get best or maximum from that person because of my scarcity mindset, because I don't feel abundant about them. And that's happened in our husband and wife relationship, in a spouse relationship, when I try to confine my wife as just a wife, just only one identity, and I make a certain expectation from my wife, and that's it. And that is very annoyful as a wife, that my husband only treat me as a, that I'm only wife. I'm a multi-talented, I'm a multi-capacity person. What, why he only consider me as a wife only? And that breaks the relationship. That's make the relationship very limited. And therefore, we often fight with each other because of this narrowness, because of this scarcity mindset about other people, because of their limited identity, and because of that identities, we don't get maximum from the wife or from the whatever the role I'm associated. And therefore, if we want to have a greater relationship and best of that any person, we have to change our paradigm and think that person is a being with unlimited things. Yes, that's right. She or he is connected with me as a wife or husband role. But you don't need to agree on this. You need to change that I am connected with the being, and within that being, she is only wife, and she is and he is my husband. That's it. That's has connected with me. But I know the other diversity inside that being. When you start to think your partner in abundance mentality, then you will have a amazing relationship with your husband or wife, because you are no longer husband and wife now, uh, and you are giving immense love to each other, immense contribution, or and lot of diverse expectation you can expect from each other. Therefore, you will never be static, you will never be bored with each other, and you will remain great relationship with each other. And that is the beauty of being, thinking as a being and considering other as a being. And that will also help you to away from the content mind paradigm, that she or I am only content which I know. No, I'm also that being which I don't know. That's the main point. I am. And here, so think yourself in a totality paradigm, or think other people as a totality paradigm. For example, I give you example, President Trump. Many people or their outer image in the world is not very good. Uh, Itself in America, so many people, they condemn him, or they don't like him because of personality, because of character, because of blah blah blah. If we can think President Trump in a broader way, he must be a great person, so much diverse on a being level. If we will think about him, don't you think that I will have so many big list of the things which I can be proud of President Trump, which I can be in love with Mr. Trump, and blah blah blah. Isn't it? And therefore, you have to, you must think bigger, with abundance mindset with everyone. But that will be possible when you are abundant. That we need to know, and we need to act according to. And that is also taught by a Zen master. A Zen master, he said that if you see that the snow falls, each flake in its appropriate place. And that is a metaphor which he mentioned beautifully, which Eckhart Tolle has also mentioned, that we have so many flakes in our life, and unlimited flakes, when they fall as a snow, every flake settles and sits perfectly, so that when after 1 hour of snowing, when we see the roof of the house or a ground, that start to fascinate me. Isna, he is mentioning this beautifully, that our life, we as a being, are like a falling snow, and we have so many diversity inside us which we don't know. And when it start to happen, when it start to reflect and manifest in my external world, then every snow settles on a absolutely right spot. And that's happens with great people. Whenever they live their life, their each and every word, action fall on the external world perfectly. And the people, they get maximum of them, from them. So this is the order which Eckhart Tolle is mentioning about. He says we can never understand this higher order through thinking about it, because whatever we think about its content only, whereas the higher order emanates from the formless realm of consciousness, from the universal intelligence. So that's the beauty if we think about our life or other life as as a supreme intelligence or as a formless. So that is the one of the thing, and we have to align with it. Let's go further, and it's going to be close our today's class as well. I would ask Mike if you can read it, please.
When we go into a forest that has not been interfered with by man, our thinking mind will see only disorder and chaos all around us. It won't even be able to differentiate between life, good, and death, bad, anymore, since everywhere new life grows out of rotting and decaying matter. Only if we are still enough inside and the noise of thinking subsides can we become aware that there is a hidden harmony here, a sacredness, a higher order in which everything has its perfect place and could not be other than what it is and the way it is.
Thank you. It's a great reading. So that always remember that our thinking mind, if you see me, that thinking mind is my own creation through my society. And when I see everything through my thinking mind, that will only give me chaos, chaotic feelings I will have, disordered. Have you seen a person who is obsessed with disorder or messed in the room, or speak very loudly, shouting at home where there is disorder? Why that person behaves like? For example, a dad, when he comes home, he sees, oh, it's all messed of the room, children, wife, they did not managed and clear the mess and blah blah, and he start to shout, oh, what is going on, oh, blah blah blah. And or a wife, possibly, when she comes the home and children has messed their room at all, children, they put the paintings and the colors everywhere on the wall, and the diaper from the baby has come out, and what the chaos of that mother will be. Why is that? Because that dad or that mother, when entering in the house or in the room, their thinking mind has order perception. And when they see through their eyes the witness of disorder, then their thinking mind generates emotions. And these negative emotions expressed in form of shoutness and angerness and annoyingness and frustration or blah blah blah, and make and call it bad. However, a person, the same person with a thinking mind, when he or she will go in a jungle, let's say, then the same person will not be fascinated with the jungle. He or she will perceiving that jungle is full of shits, full of disorder and mess, and I don't want to walk in this jungle or go inside jungle and blah blah, isn't it? However, the other person, look about the other person who believe on and who knows who she or he is as a being. He or she knows that he is or she is abundant, who or she knows he is the source of love, and he or she knows that he is or she is not only identity, he is beyond identity. And now he or she enters in the room, and where the children has messed up everything. What the reaction of mother will be, what the reaction of dad will be when he will enter in the home. Very different than the person who was operating with the thinking mind, right? His or her entrance in the room or the house will be very inspiring to the children or to the household people. And obviously, and 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 that will be very inspiring. That's I know, because of the attitude or the response, because that is not a thinking mind entering in the room. That is a conscious, aware person thinking in the room. No matter the room or house is messed up, he or she knows how and why to uh, take the things in his favor or in the situation. And therefore, that person, when he or she enters in the jungle, in the forest, rather than he or she perceive the forest is a messed place with disordered things and leaves and some scaredness, and he will see it's not scared place, it's actually the sacred place. It's not the disorder, it's actually the order. Like a snow, when the snow falls, every flake sits on a perfect place to make a great um, perception, a great order which attracts you. So that's the whole thing, who you are. That's you need to know. And the last paragraph is here. I would ask Jenny if she can finish it, and then we can finish our class today.
The mind is more comfortable in a landscape park because it has been planned through thought. It has not grown organically. There is an order here that the mind can understand. In the forest, there is an incomprehensible order that to the mind looks like chaos. It is beyond the mental categories of good and bad. You cannot understand it through thought, but you can sense it when you let go of thought, become still and alert, and don't try to understand or explain. Only then can you be aware of the sacredness of the forest. As soon as you sense that hidden harmony, that sacredness, you realize you are not separate from it. And when you realize that, you become a conscious participant in it. In this way, nature can help you become realigned with the wholeness of life.
Absolutely, thank you. It's a great reading. So you see how you can think that you are a part of the nature, even you are not separate from nature. Is only possible when you have abundance. It's only that you know that you are a conscious. You are beyond your thinking mind. You are beyond from chaos which your thinking mind and ego will create based on your past experience or your knowledge from the world, or your categories of good and bad. You know that how the good and bad comes in the life, that whatever comes in the realms of your ego mind, you will label it as a good and bad. And as soon you will come out, stepped out from your ego thinking mind, everything is a part of nature. Whatever even you thinking that there is a bad or there is a negative people, or all become is not a matter of concern for you anymore now. Your enemy will not be your enemy anymore, because you are working and you know that who you are. They will only be enemy when you will be operating your life with your contents of the life, when you will be operating with your ego thinking mind, then the people will be your enemies, because you want to separate yourself from your enemies. And this separateness is actually a killer of mankind. That's why we have racism everywhere, because we think that the other race is not belongs to me. They are separate, because their thinking mind has create a lot of intellectual reasons why they are different community, why they are different people. But once you are beyond this thinking mind, then every person on the planet will be part of nature, will be part of, and since you have, you know that you are not identified with your mind, but identify with the conscious, which is a natural thing. And then you everything will be as a whole mankind, as a whole one being as well. That we call it collective conscious being. We will be witnessing, we will be operating. That's why the environment of our planet will only be possible in an order way when we will be living with nature, when we will be realizing there is a harmony every corner of our planet Earth, when we don't think that every thing on the planet is separate from me, separate from us, when we think that the flood or um, the global weather changes happening in Asia is only happening in Asia, it does not concern with me as an British person or as an American person. When this separateness will finish, then we all will be carrying the whole our planet. Then the flood and the bad weather in Bangladesh or in Africa will be concerned for me, because I'm a part of this. And that's, we are becoming more united today, because now global warming and the global environment is our collective problem of us. And thanks for this problem, because it is giving us at least a sense of common person, a global person, rather than just an Britisher or an Arab or an African person. Uh, so this separateness is coming out uh, because of these global challenges we are facing. Uh, and that is a reality of ourselves as well, to be honestly, that we all are one. That's and that's our ego and intellectual thinking mind has separated us into identities, into cultures, into languages, into races, and blah blah blah. That is the importance and significance of that knowing who you are. If we know that who you are in a truly way, then you see the problems in my life and the problem in the world will be minimized or no more. How important this is, this wholeness of the life. The idea is not actually the idea, it is the reality. Because the idea can be generated by mind, it can be a myth, or it can be only in the mental level, but the the reality remains beyond mind, because it exists. Reality means it existing beyond mind. Whether your mind is thinking it or not, it is there. So that's the one of the class about who we are, um, and we know that now who we are truly. I hope we learned today amazing new things. about abundance, and in relation with my identity, and also chaotic mind, and also we learn um, about uh, about the parts in totality, that what's the importance of content and what's the importance of thinking beyond content. Also we learned about psychoanalysis, or nothing can define to you, or they cannot know who you are, because you are beyond from these things, and therefore you cannot know about who you are. We also learned about great quotes and sayings from our Jesus Christ as well, about the importance of giver and its relationship with the peace on the earth is how much important. And also we learn about today for secret fear what we have, about that we don't want to know about ourselves. That is a secret fear, because since we want to know ourselves as an identity where we are living, therefore we want to live with this identity only. And that scarcity mindset will create a fear, anxiety forever, where the other many people wants to know about them, but they will never know about themselves, because they still operating with their thinking mind, ego mind, beyond their original um, existence, which is conscious. So that's so next Sunday we will learn about our next topic, which is good and bad, and I will add also the next class, mind and events as well, and also maybe I will add some more content as well. um, that's it. I hope if somebody want to share their experience or any feelings about for today, otherwise I will hang up the call in this class.
Yeah, I want to share that we just need to know who we are not. And as last Sunday we learned that last Sunday we learned that consistently we are changing, and and we are
Yeah,
not permanent. So our nature, our habits are consistently continuously changing. So we are not like as we are not a permanent one. We are temporary, and our habits are temporary. Everyone is temporary, everything is temporary. So we just as we learned at last Sunday, just we just need to know who we are not, and everything will be fine.
absolutely. Absolutely. It's a great lesson you reminded us, Javeria. Thank you. That's also we learned last Sunday, that if we want to know about ourselves, who we are, then rather than we give us a label or tag ourselves, which we do often, and therefore we don't know who we are, how we can know that? We only need to know who we are not. And if we will try to give and know that we are not mind, we are not body, we are not mom, we are not a man, we are not British, we are not, I mean, these all things which we label us that we are, and we start to know that no, we are not, we are continuously changing. These are temporary identities. These are all our manifestation of our mind upon our reality, based on my five senses, and these are all perception, temporary thing, and blah blah. That will give us awareness that who we are actually. So we are is not a label who we are. We cannot give a label, but we know that what we are not, that will give us the answer of that my question in my mind, who I am. So it's a very well reminder from Javeria that we learned in details last week about this thing. About all right, that's it. So you can join my Facebook page as well. Also, you can subscribe my YouTube channel. You can subscribe my blog on a website as well for more information. And we'll see, we'll continue week 4 next Sunday, and we'll add a new content related to who I am in more advanced knowledge we will be sharing with each other in this class. You can invite your friend, family, colleague for this class. This is absolutely free of charge. And even if would be the paid class, I think we all need this information, even if we will be paying for this class. But anyway, this is a free of course, and I'm happy to offer it free to make some positive contribution in your life and also to my life as well, because we all are part of this nature, and we reinforce one part to another without any expectation, worldly desires or stuff like that. Thank you very much. I appreciate your presence, and I'll see you next Sunday. And again, I will appreciate for your patience, because it's a 2-hour class and we covered a lot of content. So it shows that how much how extent this class is relevant to your life, to my life, because everything is concerned of me, which I never knew. My teacher, my parents, my society never told me about who I am. And today, in November 2021, we are having this awareness who I am and who I am not. I think it's one of the significant moment in your life, in my life, to know, to having this contemplation about knowing who I am. And that's a blessing of our nature, of our God, or whatever I think that who I belongs to as a religious person, or as a spiritual person, or so it is absolutely bounty of that supernatural being on me, on you, that we are come across this super and ultimate reality, who I am, and that is changing myself and giving a very positive impact on my people around me, my environment around me, and it will continue to improve as well. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Have a great week.
Thank
you.
you.
See you guys next week.
Great
Bye.
class. Bye,
Thank you,
everyone.
Maratib.
Bye. Thank you.